This project is a healthcare project, which includes a behavioral medicine facility, a rehab facility, and also dialysis. With each one of those comes different things that you have to know about each type of facility. We'll start with dialysis. They have a lot of chemicals that they use and acids, and if they spill on the floor, they can't seep into any cracks. So there's a lot of different things you have to consider about dialysis and the chemicals and the way that they work. One of the things that the most important thing in that area was specifying a flooring that can be heat welded. So basically these parts and pieces are put together, like a whole sheet of it, and then they're heat welded down so nothing can seep in between the seams. So it was very important to use. We actually ended up using Armstrong's product, Tone, Tech, and Metally. They're 3 different patterns, so we're going to create some interest on the floor. So something interesting for the dialysis patients to look at, more like an organic pattern, but in these more earth tone colors. So that was one of the important things about this particular area. Another thing that we were looking at is we are using sheet goods in the patient rooms. In behavioral, we're having to make sure everything is, this is actually one of the sheet goods we're proposing for the patient rooms. It's very important to not have materials that are going to, or colors that are going to affect the mood. It needs to be very neutral. Because different colors can trigger different emotions for the behavioral patients. Everything also has to be ligature proof, so we can't specify a base in this area that they could pull off and potentially harm themselves with or cut themselves with. So everything in those rooms, it's very important. With the restrooms, making sure that all of the fixtures that we use, the shower heads, will break away, or if someone tries to hang themselves. But it's very important. Safety is very important in this facility. With the rehab patients, it's things are not going to be as, it's not going to be as important for it to be ligature proof, but just safe with transitions from corridors into rooms, floor transitions, and also with the darker color. So you don't want to go from a really dark color to a really light color, because they may think that they're stepping into a hole, and there's different considerations there.
Okay, so like on the base, you said there's no base or whatever, so do they roll this, or is that something you worked on?
In the behavioral rooms, they will actually do a flash coving,
okay,
so that it cannot be pulled off of the wall.
Okay, good.